Welcome to College Sport Check Basketball and happy Thanksgiving from Long Island's community radio scorers and scheduled. But first, the scorers with the College Sport Check Basketball scoreboard. Starting with Hawaii defeating Hawaii Hilo 56 to 55. Kent State defeats Wofford 66 to 59, part of the Gulf Coast Showcase. The battle for Atlantis, Wichita State defeating LSU 82 to 47. The Cancun Challenge, NJIT defeating Idaho State 71 to 67. Number 1, Kentucky defeating Cleveland State 101 to 70. Loyola Maryland over Fairfield 81 to 66. Another Gulf Coast Showcase game, George Mason and Bradley. George Mason wins this one 77 to 66, and the Maui Invitational, Tennessee over Chaminade 95 to 81. Appalachian State defeating Hartford 70 to 61. Liberty University over Mississippi Valley State 70 to 55. New Hampshire defeating Detroit Mercy 86 to 70. Colorado State defeats UMES 76 to 65. Fordham over Rider 73 to 66. Eastern Michigan over Madonna 97 to 60. Another Maui Invitational game, Baylor and VCU. Baylor wins this one 71 to 63. Western Michigan and Crown, Minnesota 91 to 53. Georgia State over Eastern Kentucky 82 to 85. Also part of the Cancun Challenge. Ball State defeating Southern Utah 94 to 83. Louisiana Lafayette over James Madison 82 to 70. Raging Cajuns, Brown over Morgan State 81 to 75. Arizona State defeats the Citadel 127 to 110. Maui Invitational, Oregon defeating UConn 79 to 69. South Carolina over Michigan 61 to 46. Hofstra over South Dakota 65 to 57. That's the Hofstra Pride. Ellen defeating Illinois Chicago 91 to 80. St. Bonaventure over Pepperdine 89 to 63. Another Cancun Challenge game, Texas Tech and Utah State. Texas Tech winning this one 75 to 51. Villanova defeating College of Charleston 63 to 47. Duke over William and Mary 88 to 67. College Sport Check Basketball scoreboard, Cincinnati defeating Samford 70 to 55. Michigan State over St. John's of New York 73 to 62. Tennessee State defeating Canisius 72 to 58. Jacksonville over Trinity Baptist 97 to 52. Niagara over Drexel 93 to 74. Florida Gulf Coast defeating Binghamton 69 to 53. Ohio State over Jackson State 78 to 47. Army West Point over Columbia 88 to 83. Florida International defeating Ave Maria 89 to 72. Penn State over Colgate 72 to 59. Princeton over Lafayette University 71 to 56. Some more scores. Siena defeating Arkansas Pine Bluff 66 to 43. University of Tennessee Martin defeating DeCruzne 66 to 63. Rutgers over North Texas 66 to 53. Navy defeating UMBC 78 to 66. St. Francis of PA defeating Longwood 87 to 72. Wake Forest defeating Coastal Carolina 86 to 74. Louisiana Tech defeats Oklahoma Baptist 79 to 63. Houston over Vermont 72 to 71. Oklahoma State over Georgetown 97 to 70. DePaul defeating Missouri State 68 to 66. Cal Poly over Northern Illinois 68 to 64. Rice over Delaware State 80 to 58. Texas Arlington over Mount St. Mary's 80 to 71. Purdue over Auburn 96 to 71. Little Rock defeating Central Michigan 91 to 79. A&M Corpus Christi defeating Jarvis Christian 64 to 61. Utah Valley State defeating Denver 88 to 85. Southeastern Louisiana defeating UTEP 72 to 56. Battle for Atlantis, Louisville defeating Old Dominion 68 to 62 in triple overtime. And then we have the MGM Grand main event. And that's going to be Alabama defeating St. Louis 62 to 57. And of course, the Maui Invitational Final, Wisconsin and North Carolina. The Tar Heels defeat the Badgers 71 to 56. San Francisco over Troy, 79-67. And finally, it's the Great Alaska Shootout, Buffalo and Alaska Anchorage. Buffalo wins this one, 85-79. Become a daily sponsor of College Sports Checks Basketball Scoreboard, $200 per episode. Contact Community Radio at 61649-6611, Long Island's Community Radio. Okay, so we're going to take a look now what's going on for the schedule for today. Of course, we have Battle for Atlantis, and it's Baylor and Michigan. That game's going on as we speak. Michigan is in the lead. We'll have the current score for that in a second. Actually, we got that game right on as we're here. Some other games for today, starting at 12:30. And also, there's the Battle for Atlantis. I think I said, all right, so semifinal number 1, that game's on. Semifinal number 2, that game is at 2:30. Some other games for tomorrow that we're waiting on, it's the Advocare Invitational semifinal number 1, that's for 11 o'clock tomorrow, ESPN2. Advocare Invitational semifinal number 2 at 10 o'clock on ESPNU. Teams are to be announced. That's all we got so far, but we'll keep you updated. All right. Now taking a look at what's going on here for the rest of the day for Thursday. Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I forgot to say it. Indiana State taking on Iowa State today. That's going to be ESPN2. And then we have Temple, Florida. Temple taking on Florida State, ESPNU at 12:30. That game is going to be from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So if you're in the Brooklyn area today, I go in there and check out some basketball. Texas A&M taking on CS Northridge. Okay, that game is on ESPN3 at 2 o'clock. Let's see here. We're going to get some scores here for you while we're going. Now at 2:30, 2 games at 2:30. So Illinois, West Virginia, ESPNU. Stanford taking on Miami. That is going to be on ESPN2. And now we have at 4 o'clock, it's going to be Montana and Ole Miss on the SEC Network. So here's the current score. It's Michigan State with a 33-30 lead right now. They are currently about to be in halftime right now. Let's see. Okay, currently in the first half, Michigan State with a 33-30 lead. Also, Iowa State and Indiana State are playing right now. Currently, it's 24-18 in the first half. Indiana State winning this one. So those are the current scores. And of course, we'll be back here tomorrow to update you as well. All right, some other games for today. Now, 4:30, we have New Mexico taking on Virginia Tech. That game is on ESPN. 6:30, Gonzaga and Quinnipiac, ESPN2. And then we get to 8 o'clock tonight, Butler, Vanderbilt, FS1. And then at 8:30, 2 games for 8:30. Seton Hall, Florida, Dayton and Nebraska, ESPN2. Drake and Iona at 9:30, CBS Sports Network. Then we got Santa Clara and Arizona at 10:30. That's going to be on FS1. At 11 o'clock, it's going to be Portland and UCLA on ESPN2. And then some late night basketball at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be UC Davis taking on Weber State. And that game is going to be on the CBS Sports Network. All right. Here's what we got for Friday. Now, we were originally supposed to be here in the morning. Tomorrow we had to reschedule. So tomorrow we're going to be here at 5:45 in the evening time. Just to let you know about that. And possibly going twice a day, Monday through Friday. We'll let you know about that as well. So we're probably going to do Monday through Friday, twice a day, middays and the evenings. And then in the mornings on Saturdays and Sundays. But we'll let you know about that. But tomorrow we had to reschedule it. So tomorrow's post-time College Sports Check basketball at 5:45. And of course we'll have the Friday scores, and we'll keep you updated on scores and schedule every day all the way till the end of March Madness. So here's what we're going to do tomorrow. Here's what we got going. Okay, at 1 o'clock tomorrow for Friday, it's going to be Hartford and Rutgers on ESPN3. 4:30 North Florida and North Dakota. That's going to be on ESPN3 as well. 6 o'clock, it's going to be Virginia and Iowa on the CBS Sports Network. Then we head to 7 o'clock. There's 5 games for 7 o'clock on Friday. Gardner-Webb in Georgia, SEC Network. Tennessee Martin and Kentucky, that also on the SEC Network. Marshall and Ohio State, Big Ten Network. High Point and Clemson on the ACC Network. Morehead State and Pittsburgh on ACC. Taking a look at 8 o'clock for Friday. UNC Asheville taking on Kansas, ESPN3. Long Beach State and the Florida Gulf Coast on ESPN3 as well. Those 2 games, 8 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock is Wyoming and California on the Pac-12 Network. All right. Let's see. Now, Saturday is a whole mess load of games on Saturday. Just a quick rundown. Appalachian State taking on Duke, Tulane, and Georgia Tech. Campbell, VMI, Omaha, Eastern Michigan. South Carolina, Syracuse, LIU, Brooklyn, UMass Lowell, Chattanooga, Kennesaw State, Northwestern State, Missouri, 3:30, NJIT and Purdue, Western Illinois and Miami, Loyola Maryland, Creighton, University Illinois, Chicago, taking on Northern Illinois. That's a 4:30 game. ESPN3, North Florida, CSU, Bakersfield, Cornell, Houston, Mount St. Mary's in Michigan, Chicago State, Notre Dame, North Dakota State, Wright State, North Carolina Central, Northern Kentucky, Seattle, and Central Florida. Houston taking on Marquette. That's a 7:30 game on FS2. And that's going to do it for Saturday. A bunch of games on Sunday, too, but we'll get to that in due time. All right, so that's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be here tomorrow at 5:45. We had some last-minute stuff to do here, so 5:45. And then we'll talk to you about the probably going to do, we're thinking about it, because some folks like to come in on the middays, and some people like to listen in on the evenings. Obviously, you can listen at any time on demand. So we're probably going to do a midday and then like an evening twice a day, Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays and Sundays we'll just do a morning one. But needless to say, 7 days a week we'll keep you updated on the scores and the schedules, and that's why we call it College Sport Check Basketball. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and next Friday's update, again, we changed it, is going to be at 5:45. Thank you very much. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there, and do not drink and drive, okay? We'll see you tomorrow, and this is Long Island's Community Radio, communityradioli.com.